picking. They really wanted this Mars in the game. That's all I can like get from this, because they didn't have to show a core here. They could have just picked the support and then last picked their offlaner and picked like some Slardar to counter this guy. But wow, that is so bad for them. They have Storm, DPC versus Anti-Mage. Like, if I was drafting, I think I've done this draft many times in mock draft. I'm like, yeah, okay, we can't do this without banning Anti-Mage. So Anti-Mage just has to have a bad game. And I don't know if that's going to happen.
I was going to say, how likely is that? I mean, we've never really seen a good AM. Is this going to be that time?
Put Mars on 5, and please pick Slardar or Legion. That's all you can do.
You'd prefer the Mars as 5 rather than the Grim as 5?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Because Mars is not going to stop AIM from farming. Mars is not good versus Anti-Mage. Grimstroke, I don't even like him on 5, to be honest with you. It would be great if you had Ags this game. And they just need an offlaner that can pressure Anti-Mage. That's also good versus him. So some Slardar, some Legion Commander would be great. And DPC doesn't... Mars is fine 5 with Medusa. The lane will be fine.
Okay.
If they just choose to go with a position 5 here, I think that's the weakest pick possible. Because every 5 in the game sucks versus Anti-Mage. I'm pretty sure of it. I can't think of a single one.
I also can't think of a single one.
I was going to say, Chip, anything coming to mind for you?
And they've got Anti-Mage problems right now. They definitely do. Storm, DPC versus Anti-Mage, it's not a good time, so you have to slow this Anti-Mage down.
Yeah, I could, because there's like, they could pick some lane buildy 5, like an Enchantress or whatever, and then try and use that to like push buildings, but then I'm like, who are you pushing buildings with? You have a Medusa and a Storm Spirit, you have like no fast tempo to kind of match that to try and outpace Anti-Mage. I just don't think it's happening. Ooh.
I want to see Slardar, maybe Legion. Those are like my top 2. I think they need something like that. Potentially there's something better versus Anti-Mage, but off the top of my head, those 2 are the ones I would go for.
Maybe they just try and take something like Bane and then play like a side lane pick-off game against Anti-Mage. Because we saw that when Asta was playing Anti-Mage on Neon yesterday, or not yesterday, last workday, whatever. They were playing into like Shadow Shamans and stuff, and he found that really hard because he would just try and farm a side lane and then get catched. And then, so you could probably maybe play it like that, because if Bane or Shadow Shaman are able to find Anti-Mage, Storm can zip and they can try and catch. I don't like that at all, at all.
Interesting.
And I hate this.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm just...
That hero is...
Words, you've got this.
Alright, so the reasoning, they're really stuck on picking a 5 here, I think. That's probably going to be their 5. Is it's good versus Monkey King and lane. And it's combo damage with Mars. So they're just going to be like, we're going to outplay you with our Storm Medusa. We're going to win our lanes. We're going to get really farmed. If your Anti-Mage can't join the fight, because DPC is so farmed, we're going to win.
The thing I'm worried about is their stuns, right? They're all somewhat skill shots, except for the Ink spell.
These are pro players, it's fine.
Yeah? Not a single one's going to be missed? Are you...
Not a single one. I wouldn't make that bold.
Every ice path is going to hit?
That's fine, because if they get... I think Mars is really easy to land. So if they
Storm is... So the ice path should just be a follow-up spell. You never pick that spell to like lead. And they got Mars, and yes, I expect every Mars player to hit their spells at this point. Like, that's what you pick the hero for. If you have to pick Mars to pick another setup stun for your Mars, this hero would just not be pickable. But they have Storm plus Ice Path. They've got enough. They got the follow-up with Grimstroke. I think their stun situation is okay. They're just... Late game-wise, it's just scary versus Anti-Mage, because Storm and DPC are just so bad versus him. It's not that it's unplayable. It's going to come down a lot to the laning stage and the mid game, because you can get an Aegis with Medusa, hit your 20-minute timing, second Aegis, and just end the game. But if it goes in there like the 40+ minute mark, it's gonna get pretty hard for Nigma.
Okay, a lot of pressure on laning phase. Fnatic taking a lot of time for their last pick as well. What would you like to see to round out their draft?
Team fights.
Team fights.
They got plenty of stun. They got lane pressure. They need some team fight. That would be great for them. Puck in the pool. Puck's banned.
They could be Sanking mid. Oh, Magnus,
there's your team fight. This makes them even weaker in the early game, but stronger in the late game. So they're really trying to hit that tempo of like Anti-Mage is going to carry this in like the 35+ minute mark.
Off lane mag.
Well, I want to bring in Aries and GoDz. Firstly, to say hi, Aries. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And I want to know about the Magnus here. Do you guys like it? Do you think it's going to be okay for Fnatic?
It's it's on the greedier edge, but it's another hero to make sure you set this AM up to have a good game, and it feels like they're all in on this AM. So, Fnatic's hoping that Mike's wrong and that AM is not a trash hero.
Yeah, we've heard Mike be not too much of a fan of the anti-mage. I feel now with the Empower, you can just go either Diffusal into the Manta route, or the Vanguard Manta, whatever you want. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. We've got a couple new heroes in this game.
For you guys, do you think Fnatic are going to be able to take the game far enough and long enough to really come online?
I don't see Nigma winning this game.
Okay, you don't at all? It's definitely you're all in for Fnatic?
I don't know what they'd have to do to win.
This game is really weird, I think, for both teams as far as draft goes, because Fnatic has no potential to really make many plays with a mag offlane and a DP mid and an anti-mage carry, which means it's going to come down to Raven and how active he's going to be. So we'll see.
All right, there's a lot of ifs and buts, but Aries and GoDz, I know you guys could do a great job as we head into game one between Nigma and Fnatic.
Thank you, Nat. Yeah, Parker, we were hearing Sheep speak a little bit earlier, just the issues that she feel Nigma Galaxy have in regards to mainly their draft, and that could be coming to fruition with this game one draft. It seems like they're a little bit behind the 8 ball at the moment. It's difficult. It's looking like an exceptional anti-mage game. You've got the counter into the Storm Spirit, into the Deucer. You don't have a position 3 that's really able to deal with the anti-mage as well. We were questioning, could they flex the Mars into like a support role and go for like a lane counter, but they go for the Jakiro.
I think, you get the good with the bad with the AM. Perfect dream AM game. Playing into Storm Deucer. The bad is you end up with this draft that lacks playmakers, that's going to be very passive, and that's just going to look to sit back and farm. So there's a lot of stuff that Nigma Galaxy can take advantage of. I don't think it's like all, grim, gloom, despair necessarily. But they need to play well. They need to kind of play active too, at least on their 4 heroes, non-Medusa heroes. And then once Medusa comes online with a couple of items, you need to end the game fast. I would say a couple patches ago, Medusa versus AM was fairly common-ish, and Medusas would win some of those games just by getting a couple of items and ending the game early.
The one thing that I have not noticed till now, it is actually Armel playing the Death Prophet, and it's jabs on the Magnus. So what do you feel like the reasoning is for them flexing the Death Prophet mid and picking up the mag?
I think they didn't see any good hero matchups for Storm mid, and Death Prophet historically does pretty well against Storm. Storm has to come in close, so he's, early pre-level 6, very easy to Spirit Siphon, zone him. I would say it's like a 60-40 Death Prophet favored matchup. So I think it's primarily about the mid matchup. And also you're looking at Magnus as your kind of more playmaker, so he can just go in the off lane, rush a Blink Dagger, like Arcane Boots Blink Dagger or something. He's going to play more like this utility role where he empowers the AM and just Blink Skewer initiates or Blink RP initiates. So they want Armel to be... Armel, naturally, on Death Prophet, can do more damage than a mid Magnus can do. So I think they just see Death Prophet as more of like a, let's get this hero fun.
Okay. You see how scary the team fight can be, though, on Fnatic. You got big ultimates, RP, EXO, Wukong's. Lion has so much involvement in team fights as well. Do you feel like this is going to be a bit of a concern for Nigma Galaxy and how they can combat this?
It can be if they get online, get those, the Magnus needs a Blink Dagger. They need these lanes to go okay for them, which is, I think, one of Fnatic's strengths as a team generally is their laning stage. They're just all super high MMR, high skill players. So we'll see how they go. And I think for Nigma Galaxy, they've got some pretty scary team fight of their own. The Mars comboing with the Jakiro, there's a lot of chains done, damage output, plus the Grimstroke. I like what Nigma Galaxy have. Something I feel like you're going to like. You were talking a bit about, it looks like Raven has got the Diffusal queued up on AM, by the way.
Let's go! Not a useless anti-mage.
Yeah.
I guess, it's not going to be double cleave required with the Magnus, so Raven's going to get active. And honestly, whenever I see an anti-mage go this build, I've been super impressed with at least how active he's been getting and at least his playstyle and performance. But when you go back to the Battlefield build, it's just sleep. It's just snoozer. They don't do anything. You just farm, game ends, and it's back to the last patch of the anti-mage doing nothing.
Yeah, this hero's... The change it got with the, the slow when you burn through their mana is really nice. Just gives you that little bit of extra kill threat. It's kind of like a built-in, Orb of Venom on steroids. that slow just keeps heroes from getting away from you. So yeah, it's really nice combo with the defusal, and I think this hero feels like this kind of nice, active mid-game fighting carry. So as much as Fnatic's draft maybe looks a little greedy with AM Magnus, I don't think it's necessarily going to play out that way.
Well, everyone's getting their feet a little bit more warmed up here. 2 minutes in, we haven't got too much action breaking out at the moment. Where are we expecting, though, our first blood to occur?
Oh, man. Let's see. We got AM and Dusa. Definitely neither of those heroes typically. Mid lane, Storm, Death, probably. I don't know. Top lane, I guess. I think Mars Grim. Right? Yeah. What's your call?
If you're wrong, then I don't know. I'm gonna hold that against you.
No, you gotta make a call too, though.
Well, I gotta make a call.
Yeah. You can't just throw me on the bus.
We'll go top lane. I reckon Mars Grimstroke first blood onto Januel. I reckon it's gonna be a little bit out of position, and the double stun could lost them. Although if your Mars doesn't have any mana, then that's also an issue. Mizu hasn't gone Soul Ring yet, so maybe not.
I would say I think we're gonna see a support die when there's like a power rune spawn, like 6 minutes in. Like a Storm is gonna kill some support or something, like a Lion, because Lion comes to secure something like that. Some clowny death that happens like super late, because these lanes look pretty passive, which is it's fine. Both teams gearing up more for like a strong mid game, and so far it is Nigma Galaxy at least with a bit of a CS advantage in a couple of these lanes, so things at least going pretty well on the laning stage.
Well, you mentioning the power rune and probably eyes towards that for our potential first blood. Is there a side that has an easier time actually mid?
Yeah.
Nice use of the glyph on Armel. 2 points in Crypt Swarm, not enough to secure with a kill with a Fairy pops. But Alacrity does take a heavy beating here, so it's going to require a TP in. Salve Clarity back up.
Support life. Just TP to a lane to salve Clarity or mid. Oh, man. And Alacrity's... he wants that top room, but Janua's there. He's kind of trying to bait him in, so... And also a rotation from Monkey. They're fully collapsing on this Alacrity Storm.
It's got a Boundless, and Januel with this should be able to close the distance, but a great Vortex timing. There's the double stun from Januel, and now they can put their attention solely onto Yokam afterwards. As who cares about just finding our first kill? Let's get our second right afterwards as well. As bottom lane, it looks like Nigma GalaxySEA will finally hit back though, quick and fast, just like that, as in your dream. Gets his first kill of the game on the Medusa.
We saw this the other day with DJ's Monkey. He just loves collapsing and diving on this mid lane. He's just camping out there now. Oh, the Storm showing up, scouts him out over the trees, and the tower shot's going to reveal him. But yeah, his Monkey gets super active. It comes at a cost. Jabs is not going to get as much farm in the offlane as Magnus. He even dies because of it. But ultimately, the benefit to your team in securing this mid lane, slowing down the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit's the big playmaker for NGX, so any kills you can get on him are really going to pay off in the mid game.
And I would like to see them still stay around mid though, because you've got Armel after this creep wave should have level 6, which is going to be the exact timing of the catapult hitting the lane as well. And you've got double stuns with your Monkey and your Lion support, so anyone that shows up should die in this lane. So I really want to see Fnatic continue to put their attention towards the mid side.
At least, I mean, Storm level 6 maybe gets a bit more survivable, and he knows that. Like, he needs his level 6 or he can't play mid, so he's in the jungle. I think Armel wants to just exorcism down this mid tier 1 tower here. It looks like DJ is rotating back through the jungle, and they may just be going for an early tier 1 tower here. Yep, Exos pop. I don't think this can be defended. Unless they bring a lot of heroes, both supports, which they're trying to do.
Alacrity?
The Monkey off the tree.
It's a lot of damage to DJ as well. They even have Polison stepping in for the right side. DJ falling low, but a boundless strike, and Alacrity has expended all of his mana. The Grimstroke steps into the middle as well, so he's going to drop to the Siphon. Oh, a little bit of mana available for Alacrity, so it zips down to the south. It has cost them the catapult. Oh, Armel, okay. A good job to be able to use the trick of the aggro there.
Yeah. They got a little bit torn between going for kills in the tower. It looks like tower will get down to deny range. They're going to want to make sure they try to get that last hit. That early gold could be very, very important. They're going to... what's the play here?
They gave the bottle to DJ so we could go invis and move across the map. Unfortunately, it is underneath the Warden Sentry, so we will be aware of this.
I think it'd be better on the line. The monkey wants to be on trees and stuff, but Mizu going back to safety. Haven't seen that. He wants to stay nearby. He's very tanky and may just be baiting here with the tower nearby. Double bracer, soul ring, magic one, like 1400 health this early on. They do not really have the damage to bring him down easily.
Stepping up again. Raven is the level 6. Radiant, they're starting to TP to the area. He might be able to drop the ultimate fast enough. They're taking a lot of time to kill off Mizu. Without the mana, you see Raven's damage starting to lack. And it tickled Mizu.
Yeah, it wasn't even particularly... They did have a mana void, but they needed to do like another couple hundred damage at least to get him in the mana void kill range. And yeah, Salve Tango heals up. Storm was farming a stack while that's going on. You can see Fnatic really recognizing that NGX is playing this kind of greedy game. They're double centering the Ancients, the big camp. They're really trying to block all of these camps over near that Radiant triangle. Shut down some of that economy game.
Something that there's always been this heavy focus on is Armel is, but they wanted to 3 heroes by the river. Alacrity zips on down. Looks like with the burst potential with the support standing nearby, Alacrity will get a big kill over the Death Prophet. He was top of the net worth.
That's nice. Using the Inkswell early on very well. You don't normally think of think of early Storm partners. Usually it's like the IO or the coddled heroes that boost up the mana, but the Inkswell and Storm is pretty nice as well. Gives Alacrity that little bit of extra protection and chain stun to go with the Electric Vortex.
I think a big thing while this is all going along in your dream is free farming bottom. Top of the net worth is almost got the Dragonlance completed. This is giving some me time to Jabs as well, because he was struggling a little bit early with the Monkey King rotation. So yeah, and all Mag wants is just solo experience, so he can get that Empower at a high level to give over to the Anti-Mage.
Yeah, we'll see the Helm of the Dominator build from him. Pretty standard Magnus stuff, but Magnus's pick has been very out of meta. Like, particularly, yeah, just not picked him. I guess when it is picked, it's usually off lane or mid. I would say more the off lane, but not sure what to really expect out of him. Just in terms of it feels like he's going to turn more into this support style, like let's empower my AM and protect him, use his creep to push out some lanes. Jabs loves going this Helm of the Dominator. He plays a lot of Beastmaster, and just generally with his offlane pool, like any hero that can bite, he will.
I wonder if it's your Blink mech could be on the cards as well. Your mech could be exceptional for Armel. Death Prophet always likes having a defensive support behind him. Of course, they don't have that, so maybe just playing off the back of items to enable the DP.
But Fnatic will use second exorcism, get the bottom tier on tower. So pretty standard Death Prophet game, like particularly core mid Death Prophet. You first exorcism, you take mid tower, second you take bottom. They slightly maybe messed up that mid push, but still ultimately got the tower shortly after. And now they get to take over this Radiant jungle. Nigma Galaxy, you can't defend these towers. You have Storm, Medusa. These are heroes that aren't ready to fight. Your Mars is still far away from Blink Dagger. You just have to give your towers up and focus on trading for farm elsewhere on the map. The problem is you don't want to get picked off. And it does look like DJ is at least considering setting up for something up top. Yeah, he might be sweating a bit there. He's like, I might get off these trees. Play it safe.
It would be a little bit too close for comfort for DJ. I think with X on cooldown, there will not be a defense, so it's just maximizing the map as best as possible on Fnatic.
Yeah.
There's a decent amount of stacks at Dive's Triangle, and Radiant, of course, they're mirroring this as well. So, do you feel like who's more happy with the status quo of this game?
I think NGX, personally, at least slightly. But with that said, I think realistically, both teams are kind of getting what you want. You've got an Empower AM. He maxed the Empower. Farming stacks, and then on the other side you've got
Alacrity. Oh, that's not a place you want to zip to. Genuel and Armel waiting on the high ground. It's the first zap of the game nets them a huge kill onto the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic are definitely happy with the farm trade if they're killing Storm in the process. So NGX is getting a little bit greedy, trying to get a bit more farm than they perhaps should be going for. So all this is going on, Raven, he's going to come online pretty soon with his Diffusal. I feel like there's a very good chance Fnatic start trying to make some plays. Diffusal, Vanguard, AM with Empower. They don't have to keep farming. They can take the game to this Medusa Storm.
Which is scary, because I think previous patch, there was a window where Dusa with 2 items could just end the game over the Anti-Mage. Because Anti-Mage needs like 3.5 items. Dusa doesn't. You can ball up, take objectives. You don't need like a farming item like the Battle Fury to, get these next set of items. But because Anti-Mage is going for a completely different build. Vanguard Diffuser Blade, he doesn't need as much time, and I think that's going to offset what a lot of people are used to.
And we saw these Medusas adjust the item build against AM. You don't maybe go for the Skadi because you can't kite the AM as well with the slow, and also it just boosts up your mana pool to make you a bigger ticking time bomb with Mana Void. So it was more like the Butterfly, BKB, Satanic type builds, these items that don't increase your mana pool. But gotta get there, and right now, yeah, they're smoking in their jungle. He wants to make a play.
The issue is the difficulty of actually getting the Anti-Mage, so they'll actually look to Genuel instead. The Lion is more than happy with that. That's an arena used. You get information of everyone on the map, and no cores are dying, so really Fnatic do not care.
Yeah, they don't even really push Raven out of their jungle. He kept on farming while his Lion died. And he's just making sure he farms near the Magnus so he can keep getting that Empower up. This is, Jabs is the least farm core in the game. That's probably going to stay the way for a while, unless like maybe Alacrity dies a few more times and starts to fall, or Mars does. But Jabs isn't concerned about his net worth. The only item he really needs or wants at this point is going to be the Blink Dagger. And he is still getting some farm in these lanes. He just has to go back and forth, empower AM, and then go run away and go farm. And then he's got to come back to the AM every couple of minutes.
One thing to look at so far is that Fnatic, they don't seem to have the best hero to pair with the Monkey King to use the vision for pickoffs across the map. Maybe that can be like the Lion Blink as the game goes on. Jump in with the help of Jabs. They could kill off a support with Finger of Death, but they can't really utilize it the greatest without like a Storm Spirit or just any Spirit hero in general.
Yeah, it seems like for now they're just using the Monkey as the hero to play and try and get some farm in this top lane, which is usually like this lane no one wants to be in. Monkey's always this good hero at pushing out wave. He's max tree dance. Like, he knows his job. He can Primal Spring in, jump back to the trees, clear out a wave. Only has a level 1 Boundless Strike, but his job is just to scout heroes. He hasn't got the follow-up. He can't really set up kills, but, there's going to reach a point later on where Lion maybe has a blink, AM can always blink in, where Boundless Strike will initiate. And that time may be coming soon, because Fnatic are smoking towards that Monkey King's part of the map. Maybe more towards the triangle here. They'd love to kill this Dusa.
Position from Yocam.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're asking for support.
Perfect.
You won't have anyone nearby to utilize the
TP
ultimate,
out?
so Yokam's just going to TP in their face. What?
Oh, what a beast.
Oh, top lane now. Alacrity cuts down the tree. The Monkey King is close to the T2 tower, so the TP's starting to rain in, and Alacrity's got to respect the Anti-Mage. He's completely out to mana. Half his health instantly taken care of, and now with Fnatic beelining it to the area, Alacrity will end up falling.
Yeah, Storm is like, he could have finished off DJ, but he knew, he's like, crap, this is taking too long. This AM's going to TP in. I got to get out of dodge, and, they'd already TP'd in, and he did not have enough mana to get out of there. So, great response from Raven. He's basically saying he's done farming. He'll come to any fight that breaks out, particularly a fight where Storm or Medusa's there. And just very nice awareness to get that kill in the Storm.
So what do we have to look at for In Your Dream, kind of the big item for him to start to get involved or really be at a stage where he doesn't have to worry about Fnatic?
Yeah, good question. I'm not sure for, I mentioned like you don't want to go the Skadi on Medusa so much against the AM, so I think it's going to be more the less stat-heavy items, the Butterfly, Satanic, maybe a BKB. I think those three are the ones that stand out. I don't know which one is the preferred. But typically, it's Manta Butterfly against AM. And then from there, we'll see where he goes. I think BKB doesn't do a lot.
A blink push back onto the Magnus. You got to be cautious you group up, though, because he does have the RP available. DJ is going to lay down the Wukongs, just giving Magnus a little bit of breathing room. What an arena! Mizu encloses onto 3, and they've got all the damage they would ever desire. So Fnatic's heroes littering the river, as now they can turn this into their tier 1 tower.
Yeah, beast. Mizu with that crazy arena, and the follow-up was all there. They just combo it perfectly. That's a big reason why they picked this Jakiro. I think they looked at it and they was like, there's no AM counter we can really pick here. Let's just boost up our team fight and create this sick combo with the Mars. Everyone just lined up. You've got the Ice Path, the Jewel Breath doing some big damage, and Fnatic.
Get the harpy.
Yeah.
Get this stupid thing.
Yeah. Get that thing out of my patch.
Cautious. Nice boundless from DJ at the last second of the silence, but Mizu once again finds the spear before Genuel can use any control. So Alacrity has an opportunity to zip away. Nigma.SEA, I don't know if they can take this fight. It does, but it's so scary for a Storm Spirit and no one dies.
Alright. Great save. The spear and then also the Ice Path help bailing him out. They're into Roche. Armel with an Illusion Rune is going to try to use those to tank Roshan while he exorcisms it down.
Well, Brady knows this is happening.
Yeah. Can they do anything about it though? That's perhaps the more challenging question. The Macropire comes out, but it's only hitting Roche for now.
Yeah, let's bring it down a little bit faster. They've got Arena, but like you said, no Macropire.
This exorcism's not going to last long enough. Yeah, about to say, Roche isn't going to die during this duration. And now suddenly it's NGX. They've got a low health Roshan. Exorcism on cooldown. This is an opening for them.
Don't have a smoke though. They've already used it on Yokem and Mizu to try and get to the area. Wow. So
few seconds if they want to go for a play. I don't know if they want to plop themselves in Roshan. I think it's pretty risky. Monkey can scout you out. The chain stun combo is there for Fnatic. Boundless into Blink RP. Earth Spike, so
we'll actually run into the Monkey King. Needs to right click fast before he gets a tree dance. Oof. Nice play from DJ.
Yeah. DJ's got a defusal himself in 100 gold, so double defusal, and yeah, you can see in your dream queues up the butterfly. He knows he needs the evasion. And ultimately cannot rely on his mana pool on this side.
Alacrity's going to be onto the line, so another easy pick off for Alacrity. So first of this game, he's got the Witchblade. I think I've seen this twice now on the Storm Spirit. The last time, I think, was against the Phantom Assassin for the True Strike, but it's not like you need it this game, so thoughts, Parker?
Seems to just be a new kind of wave of Storm item pickups. Maybe a personal preference thing, but yeah, it's just like this small item because he wants to go BKB early so he can fight, lose all his mana, and not that a mana void, but I think he just doesn't want to go like double null BKB. He wants to get something that gives him more damage. So it's like one of the cheapest, most cost-effective damage items for a Storm. All the other items like your Orca and stuff are just cost too much and are going to make your BKB come too late. So this to me says that he wants this BKB nice and early, just not the first item.
And for Fnatic, they're getting their items as well. You got the BKB just completed on Armel. We saw prior that they were thinking about Roche, almost brought it down with Exo, and I feel like now you can definitely force a fight with the BKB and 2 points in Exorcism. So I reckon it's go time for Fnatic, and yeah, they're going to smoke up. Oh, Genuel's even got a blink.
That's a big one for Fnatic if they can get that initiation on the key target.
Genuel comes straight towards the Monkey. Inside the river, they're going to lay down the Wook on command. Is there any way to keep him alive? There's not. An instant mana void. They're turning to the Storm Spirit as well. Zip down to the south. Alacrity with a TP out. They don't have a stun to counter that. So one for one, but into Roche.
Yeah, used all their stuns on the initiation on Dusa, which, you know, fair enough. They killed the Dusa. That's pretty big. With Exorcism wearing off, I don't believe they've got the damage to go for Roshan. Instead, they're going to hunt for some more kills here. Jokam could be in some trouble.
They'll even get Polisson off to the side. Raven's going to blink up the tree line, but Mizu comes to safety, but I don't think that Mars has got enough damage as Anti-Mage just bodyguarding his position 3 and Mizu without any mana now. He's going to have to rely on Alacrity along Zip Imp. Another Storm Spirit. What can he do? Oh, the counter spell in Alacrity. No, not like this. He has to stand his ground. He knows the inevitable is soon to occur. As Raven. Oh my.
Maybe that's why I got the Witchblade, so he can just go down fighting, doing as much damage as possible. He's like, you know, I got no mana. I can't run away from you. I'll just right-click you a few times. But I mean, this AM, yeah, it seems becoming more and more of a problem. Storm getting close to that BKB. 1,000 gold away. That's going to be a pretty big boost to what Storm can do in these team fights and help deal with the AM a bit. It doesn't counter the AM, but it just means you don't die when you go in. But similarly, Medusa's going to have AM problems, so it just means if Storm is BKB, then Medusa becomes even more of a priority. So it feels like In Your Dream as well is going to need maybe a BKB after this butterfly.
Yeah, that's the next item I'm looking for In Your Dream. Just You're going to need a way to stand your ground. And I've been seeing a lot of these third item BKBs on Medusas. You know, it's not this raid boss. You're just trying to play super tanky with your stats. And, you know, of course, the position 1 mentality where like, nah, BKB, who needs this item? But I see Medusas have been like, all right, you know, BKB is a pretty good item and it's actually worth value.
Right now, NGX seem to want to slow this one down, and Fnatic aren't having any of it. They're smoking again. They're camping this invis rune like, who wants to come and get this? They're not even picking it up. They know that there's a good chance an NGX hero might try and snag it. Januel's just waiting with his Hex, hoping a storm zips in or something, but no one's taking the bait.
Scan went red for Nigma.SEA, so they are aware at least someone's positioning nearby. Armel's into Roche.
Yeah. This is the stuff that they won't come and fight us. We just take Roche. And I think NGX is in the mindset of not contesting it because they don't have this Storm BKB. It's, you know, your Storm basically goes from having no ability to teamfight to, you know, full ability to teamfight. His goal is to just jump this backline. Kill heroes like the Lion, the Monkey. They're going to smoke to try and contest this, but it's just too late.
They might take the fight. They just got Butterfly and BKB. Mizu somehow finding DJ on the tree line. So the Monkey King's going to drop before the fight breaks out. And Genuel, he committed to try and protect his fellow support. So a 2 for 0.
Okay. Not bad. I mean, it was kind of, at least, you know, obviously from our perspective, there was no way. Once they were going to be too late to contest Roche regardless, even though NGX were obviously hoping to get there maybe a bit sooner. The fact they get those 2 supports, buy them some time, some space. Now they've got the BKB on Storm. They can still fight. And right now it's a 5v3. Uh-oh.
The solo up inside the river. Raven's got the instant follow-up and Alacrity. Going like that. We see the Warriors of the A-Team into the Storm Spirit matchup. And, whoo, I mean, that's just going to continue to be a trend this game.
Yeah. That's, you know, RP for solo kills on core is always going to be worth it this game. Any Storm or Medusa kill you can get, Jabs does not care about. He's not looking for the glory this game. He's just looking to do the dirty work. Empower his AM, solo RP the enemy cores. Who cares about 3, 4, 5-man RPs? That is not his job.
Alacrity now. 5th death for him, and with this kill, Fnatic starting to get a little bit more map control. They've got mid and bottom shoved down, and they are eyeing up this tier 2 tower now, bottom.
Yep. No X isn't for a little bit, but don't poke at it. Looks like NGX will defend it, at least sending Jakiro down there for now.
Even
you see what NGX's plan is going to be. They've got the BKB, but playing in an Aegis just still feels very tricky. I think their best bet is to try and just farm and stall out the Aegis and get this Dusa BKB going, and then, you know, Aegis wears off, double BKB. That's going to maybe be their best and strongest time to take the fight. NGX typically are a team that play these slower, more late-game oriented Dota games, and this one seems like no exception.
Just concerned, though, because I see Fnatic with their vision set up around mid and the bottom jungle, and they're also just going to see Polison drop a ward down, I believe, so this should be D-warded pretty speedily, and how do you contest bottom now with almost 0 vision for Nigma.SEA?
It's tricky. I think that's where the Aegis gives Fnatic this. Right now it's a 3k lead. I think at some point you just have to give up some ground or take a risk. Alacrity's going in with Inkswell.
There's the risk with the Inkswell follow-up. It's going to be an easy kill over to DJ. Now Mizu drops the arena, but Armel's had an opportunity with the BKB. Exits him charged up directly towards the backline. Goes Armel, and Raven is going to use this time to force out an early Stone Gaze from In Your Dream.
Back on Grim. They could reinitiate here. Another Inkswell, but this time there's no BKB on Storm, so they go in. He has to make sure he either has mana to get away from the AM, or they, you know, somehow deal with the AM, which with an Aegis, I just don't think is possible. So, honestly, solid fight. Yeah, they see a potential kill here, but Armel's already... Yeah, good scan. He sees it coming. I like the move from NGX, like basically saying, okay, we can't find the AM. We see this hero top alone. Let's go try hunt him, even if we don't get the kill. They don't want to be fighting into this AM Aegis when they don't have Storm BKB, so this is just buying time. Their Aegis duration only down to 90 seconds now.
What's the play though on Dike? Because you did just pick up a double damage rune on Raven, and it's got level 20. Of course, like you said, a little bit of Aegis left, so just you butt your heads back bottom?
Radiant's bottom tower is
This
under attack.
tier 2 looks pretty free. This is like the Roche #1 where you just get map control. You take outer towers, you take enemy outpost. Maybe they get one more outer tower. I don't even know if they have time to do that. Top still has some tier 1, so it does feel like at some point Fnatic's going to have to just kind of reset and look to start gearing up more for the late game themselves. Like, already you see like GoDz, he's gone BKB. Like, they're trying to make sure they get all 3 of their cores scaling as much as possible. DJ on the 4 monkey, this guy always finds his farm. He's gone Diffusal BKB. Who needs boots?
Speaking about the BKB though, there is one completed now for In Your Dream with the level 18. I think this BKB is at least now gives him an opportunity to stand his ground and actually man fight.
Yeah, he disassembled his Dragonlance just to finish it quicker. Not sure if he'll rebuy a new one. Maybe not, because
The smoking against Storm's not with the team. He's actually needing mana. So if Fnatic jump now, they will not have Alacrity for the fight. They need the Harpy for vision. Onto Mizu they go, but Armel, patient. Doesn't want to really reveal himself in a compromised position, especially with the Exorcism still on cooldown. So Mizu's going to fly over the tree line, but GoDz finds an opening. Don't want to put the RP down just on a Mizu, but multiple BKBs expended. Raven's going to think about going back in, but the Aegis just expires. There's no follow-up on this little weakness for the anti-mage.
Nope. Both teams get a chance to reset, though. Looks like DPC will rebuy that Dragonlance and be... I mean, they're going to be ready to fight now. Double BKB on their cores. Or triple. They've got the Mars, too. They don't have the Marses for a team fight for now, similar to the GoDz Magnus, but I think these team fights really come down to fighting around your vision. That's why this Magnus is constantly trying to find these heartbeat creeps, just using them to scout. Very balanced. And NGX, they don't have the best scouting and vision, so they're often just camping their wards. That's why they were like 4 or 5-man camping around their Ancients where the Deuce is farming, because they want to try to get a fight around their vision. Otherwise, DJ's Monkey is just going to be on top of them, scouting them out every single time.
It's such a tricky position to be in. When you see the enemy team is gone Helm Dome, you've drafted for a Monkey King, and you yourselves, you don't have a way to accumulate that vision. So is the talk for like an early gem for Nigma.SEA?
It helps a little, but it doesn't really solve the heartbeat problem at all, because this thing just flies over trees in and out of vision, seeing everything. Like, he's found another one already. Like, if you see this Harpy and look at the Dire Vision, it just gives insane. The circle of vision around the Harpy on Dire Vision is just absurd. Like, 1200 vision range or something? Yeah. You can see it there.
Dark Ascension.
Exactly. It's flying scouting. Like, you're seeing high ground. Like, this vision is... It's not even like, yeah, it's a mobile cliff ward. That's the thing. Like, I remember RT saying, oh, wow, it's not just a mobile ward, but it's a flying cliff ward.
I don't know if they saw Nigma.SEA smoke, if the Harpy was in range or not, but I like how they're playing at least to the top side.
And if you're NGX, you just have to assume there's a Harpy somewhere that's scouting you at all times. Like, that's why they need to play around their cliff wards, because the assumption needs to be that vision is on you.
Kind of the duel that we have at the moment. Both Fnatic and Nigma.SEA in a bit of a standstill. It's Fnatic, they're getting a lot more of the map, and looks like Raven's even thinking about forcing them back inside the base, and just the economic damage that Fnatic now can put onto them. Are they respecting this?
Slowly, it's one of those, like, let's keep them honest and force them back. I like the play from Raven. You know, you realize the enemy's getting on the base, trying to out-farm you. Just go high ground. He's not realistically thinking he's going to get racks. He's hoping to get 2, 3, 4 TPs back to defend the base. And, you know, he does just that. And the thing is, when only, you know, if they only TP 2 or 3 back, that means the other heroes that are farming top, farming jungle, are alone, and maybe you find opportunities to go for kills. But NGX doing a good job sticking together. The issue is they have to stick together or they get picked off. And when you're sticking together, you're getting out farmed. So this was like a 3 or 4k gold lead, like a couple minutes ago, and it's already up to like 7k gold lead now. Fnatic are just winning this economy game right now.
This game now also comes down to just the position in the lanes. How can you get these in your favor? Importantly for Nigma.SEA for their vision, but just mainly because Roche is the next objective on the map. And if your lanes aren't in a good position, then it's very awkward for you to take a fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, again, we'll see them poke their noses towards top. It's very much this kind of stalemate part of the game where Fnatic really want to just wait and play around next Roshan most likely. And NGX, I don't think they're going to give that one up for free. They've already got double wards around their triangle. This is like the only safe place of the map for them. And there's a good chance Fnatic go for like a smoke into that area before attempting a Roshan if they find a kill or get some nice D-ward NGX's vision. It's really hard for NGX to make any plays when they don't have these wards up. So D-warding them will change the game very much in Fnatic's favor.
Roche just running out of the pit, and here we go. Second one available, but Butterfly was just completed for Raven's anti-mage.
Okay. Yeah, the Medusa sees this and had a Crystallis, maybe was thinking Daedalus or something, but now reconsiders for the MKB. And Fnatic, they're just in the pit. NGX, do they have a smoke? Doesn't look like it. They're just going to have to walk on in without.
What's the play? Does Mizu jump?
Yeah, they're being scouted.
Jabs is hunting though. One toss back, straight onto the Jakiro. Mizu instantly follows up with a triple arena as well. They need some extra stun to try and bring down the anti-mage. Up to Alacrity comes into play as Raven's falling low. Alacrity is going to continue chasing to the hillside, but is unable to get the damage required. As Aegis snagged in your dreams, able to claim this one, so now the second life potential for the Medusa. They're struggling to kill her off the first time, but they're just focusing every other hero instead. As Jabs back inside the pit, gets two for the price of one, and now an ultra for Armel, setting up for the respawn. You may as well give this man a goddamn rampage. He's done so much, Raven!
Why?
No! Oh, it's the greedy carry.
Dude, he didn't even do a single bit of damage. He was just chilling on the outside. Armel's carrying his ass. He had to blink away. And then he just comes in for a Mana Void. Come on, Armel. But what? Sorry, come on, Ray. What a team fight, though. Armel, I mean, they threw everything on the AM. They thought they had that kill. And you can see, even if they killed the AM, that fight was going to go that way regardless. This Death Prophet's unignored, just destroying everybody with this Exorcism. They overcommit heavily on the AM, who ultimately lives. The Storm Spirit just didn't have any mana left, so Fnatic can find a way to get to go high ground here, and that is exactly the fight they were looking for.
It was that last second RP from Jabs to stop some of the damage from the Medusa. That enabled Raven to blink away, and now Fnatic knocking on their high ground. Full set of barracks claimed. There will be no buybacks forced out.
I think at this point you're more than happy to go down a lane of Brax rather than use buybacks. Probably your most precious commodity late game is buybacks, and Mega Creeps is worth buying back for, but anything less than that, you generally just want to hold on. So, we'll see. Medusa needs this MKB, maybe even needs a Rapier at some point. It's just feeling like such a tricky game for NGX. They're going to run into just damage issues at some point. Like, Mars has a Refresher queued up. They've got tons of AoE teamfight control, but the actual damage that a Storm can do in a fight is very limited. It's really all on the Medusa, and Medusa is not this single target burst that's ever going to threaten to kill someone like an AM or Death Prophet. Like, Death Prophet can't die, it feels like. You're always going to get off Spirit Siphons, and as a result, like, you need a, I don't know, Deuce or Rapier almost, it feels like, but for now, it's Fnatic in full control.
It's a really cool item build from Alacrity. He's gone Ag Shard into the Scepter next, it looks like, so they're just looking for as much AoE damage and control, and of course the Shard's going to help the Medusa, so I like the switch up. It may not help out as Eurocam's just going to run into multiple heroes and Fnatic that's knocking on their high ground.
Serene Death Prophet, so only 110-second cooldown on this Exorcism. It's only like a 60-second downtime or so.
Raven's hitting top two. Oh, great counter spell! Raven! That's filthy, and now Medusa stuck in front of the tower. Men are instantly taken care of. You're probably going to be forced to buy back if you want to hold any of your ejectors as Armel. In a little bit of trouble here. How can they keep the Death Prophet alive? Silence preventing the Spirit Siphon. So Nigma.SEA, they do hold, but so many buybacks expended.
Yeah, it can't feel good when you're chewing through your core buybacks like that. Like Storm and Dusa buying back. And yeah, they kill Armel. good execution on the kill there with the silence, not letting him siphon up, but ultimately, they're not going to be able to turn these buybacks into like a convincing like Team Y, Roshan, push the other way. They're just using it to keep themselves in the game and hoping that the next high ground defense, they can do the same thing without having to use buybacks because they're not going to have them most likely.
Such a awkward position for In Your Dream to be in. Like, he wants the MKB because of the evasion on the anti-mage, but you need a rapier. And it's just like, why did they get rid of the true strike on rapier? I just, I miss it, man. I just want more rapier games. Just have items more versatile and at least the potential to pick them up more common.
It was a lot of fun when you would see rapier. I feel like 1 in 3 games would have a rapier when it had true strike. It was a little too good. It maybe needed to have like the damage reduced or something. Because you'd see teams when they're winning just pick it up. Like, you know, Adusa would go like Manta Scotty Rapier, like as her build. Because you get an Aegis and you just... Yeah, if you get an Aegis Rapier, it's just like you win the game. But unfortunately,
oh boy.
You know,
what a heartbeat. Oh
my god, this heartbeat.
So,
this is not going to last the C patch. Are we on B or C right now? I don't even know.
I think
whatever the next letter is. Whatever the next letter is, this heartbeat will not last. They're either going to make that... The flying is either going to cost like 5 times more mana, or they're just going to need to get rid of it. Like, there is... Nothing about what it does is okay. Let me tell you that.
Nothing about DDs are okay as well, as Raven finds one. And if they run into Polison, you might just get 3 hit by the anti-mage. Polison somehow evading them. Not for too long. Of course, once again, that's someone kill secured from DJ. That's what we always love to say. You do still see Mizu and Yokem outside the base. Jabs is setting up perfectly, angling towards... Ooh!
Okay,
Blink reaction. Zip down to the bottom. Alacrity. Running to the Monkey King, but you see, whenever the Storm shows, he has to be so cautious of any extra follow-up.
Storm's best bet is trying to find Januel's line. The problem is line always sees him coming.
Raven follow up as well. Instant Amena taking care of it. Raven! A Meta Void to end all Meta Voids as Raven. Shows that the anti-mage doesn't necessarily have to be a useless hero, especially when you itemize like this and play like that.
Yep. Great performance from Fnatic, making the AM pick work. No Battle Fury needed. You've got the Magnus. And it just means this hero comes online so much earlier. When you get an AM pick into Storm Medusa, these are the 2 heroes that AM is designed to basically counter. The 2 heroes most dependent on their mana pool for different reasons. And Fnatic, they had to work for this one. There was definitely moments and openings for NGX this game, but it did feel like kind of inevitable once this AM comes online. Combine it with this the decision to send Death Prophet mid, which I really liked. Game suddenly just feels way easier for Fnatic to play late game.
Yeah, we see the reactions. It's not a whole lot of smiles. Like, just, it's business usual, needing to take these games because, of course, the kind of story around Fnatic is they've been inconsistent. You know, they've been dropping games in their series, haven't looked too dominant as a lot of people would be expecting from Fnatic. So now it's a question of, can they come back and replicate this game 1 performance in the second game? Because this is exactly what the team is needing, but they're continuing to grow, and at least in game 1, looking incredibly solid. So we'll find out if they can replicate this in game 2. But after a break, we'll have the panel come down to break this one out.